Welcome to another episode of Small Doses with Laura Sell. Click like, click share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can follow me wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. So, currently in the news, we continue to hear stories about the status of employment in America right now. So, uh, the conversation is people aren't going back to work because they're getting this extra unemployment money, this extra stimulus money. And, people are being belligerently ugly and mean about this topic as well. And they're calling people lazy and shiftless because they're not going back to work because they've gotten this extra money and that they're spoiled now because they've gotten this extra money. Well, this whole conversation is problematic to me. So here's my take, my little small dose contribution on the subject matter. You have a situation where we have spent a year sheltering in place, quarantining, uh, isolating because of the coronavirus that swept the world, an actual pandemic we have been living through. And right now it feels like we're on the downside of that. Things feel like they're becoming a little closer to normal. People are more comfortable now because of the vaccine. So many people have taken the vaccine and are feeling that they're able to go back to work and begin to shop again and to go back to school and back to normal, or what we thought was normal at one point. However, there's a large amount of people who are not going back to work. Let's break this down. Let's not use these talking points that we see on social media, these headlines. Let's not go with the things that we're seeing on entertainment news or on the news. This narrative that people are lazy and not wanting to go back and blaming this money that has helped some people get on their feet. Let's not participate with that. This thing is layered, just like everything in life is layered. One layer is a lot of small businesses closed. They're gone. A lot of them won't have the capital to come back for a long time, if at all. There were a lot of people who worked at some of these small businesses, okay? And that may have been their niche. That may have been where they were comfortable. They were doing well at this small business, making a decent living for themselves. That business is gone. That income is gone. The thing that they know how to do is gone. So there are a whole lot of people out here that want people to just take jobs because jobs are available. But I want those same people to stop and process this. If it were you, would you be willing to do that work? They have jobs at the chicken plant. You've been sitting behind a desk most of your career. You ready to go strip down some chickens and kill them and cut them up? I think not. And it's so easy while you're employed to say, I would do it. I would do whatever I had to do to take care of my family. That is so easy to say while you have something. But when that something is taken away from you, do you really want to get down dirty and deal with the blood and guts of chickens and hogs and other things that people eat? Probably not. It's easy to say when it's not your situation. Just like the people who say the migrant farmers are taking away jobs from Americans. How many Americans have you seen in recent years in the fields picking anything except in an occasional strawberry patch, picking some strawberries with their kids for fun? Because I'm going to tell you what this sister's not going to do. I'm not picking no strawberries for fun, because picking something in a field that used to be a plantation is not a fun idea to me. I'm going to show my kids how to pick strawberries at the store. Now, that's just Laura Sell. You ain't got to live like me, but that's how I see it. So all of these people who are out here making a big deal about why these people aren't doing what they're doing, these are shallow thinkers. Let's take this to another layer. Let's look at some of these blue collar workers who have been the people working in the fields, working in the hotels, and cleaning, being domestic, doing domestic type work, uh, doing the kind of jobs that most of us don't do or don't want to do. Let's look at this industry. Let's look at the service industry. A lot of these people were impacted by the virus in different ways. If they themselves didn't become ill, maybe somebody in their family did. So let's think about it. If you remember 6 months to a year ago, we were looking at all of these stories about people who were losing loved ones, whole families being wiped out by this virus. So you have people who have lost grandparents, parents, who were probably in the service industry, uh, cleaning hotel rooms, cooking, working in retail, where they were face to face with people who refused to wear masks. Yeah. So these people are out here serving you, serving your food, serving your drinks, wiping your tables down, cleaning your hotel rooms. They get sick, have little to no insurance. They die, leaving back family members who probably are also in similar industries, who probably got sick and maybe survived. But these people are traumatized. So some people are afraid to go back to work with or without a vaccine because of trauma. Trauma. How do you feel, or how would you feel? 2, 3 people in your family, in your friend group, in your neighborhood, in your church, people you are close to, people you love and admire, caught the virus, got sick, and died alone. So not only are they grieving a loved one, they have trauma attached to that grief, because I have to go back and do the same kind of work that this person was doing when they got sick from you never maskers, who many of you are also never vaskers. Okay? So stop trashing these people and talking about them and calling them lazy and calling them shiftless for work you yourself would not do. Okay, let's just be real with that. Most of you listening to me or watching me, let's be honest. You do not want to turn beds at a hotel. You don't want to be the person to bring and drop off the towels. That's just not what you want to do. But yet, you want somebody else to be there to do it for you because you like to travel. Yeah. So let's stop judging why people aren't going back to work and go ask them. Stop speculating why people aren't returning to work. Here's another thing that a lot of people who have salaried jobs and nice homes don't think about, because you just don't know what you just don't know. How about this? You've seen some of the fast food places and other businesses that have on their marquee $300 signing bonus to come to work, and we're going to give you $15 an hour. Things of that nature. I've seen them. You've seen them. Even places like Burger King has them. I think Kentucky Fried Chicken, some other places around here had those signs up. Signing bonus. Okay. Even here in North Carolina, the legislature's talking about give the people a signing bonus. But here's what you don't see behind the scenes. Check this out. There are people who will give you this $300, $400, $500 signing bonus, and they're going to pay you $15 an hour. Woo! Yes! That's what we've been asking for, right? But they're not going to give you but 24 hours a week to work. 24 hours a week is not going to put you at a place that makes you qualify for benefits, unemployment benefits. So let's just say another wave of the virus or something else comes along and causes you to become unemployed. You don't qualify for unemployment benefits, which means you don't qualify for unemployment. So if the government then decides to extend your unemployment or give you more unemployment, you won't qualify for it, because you didn't qualify for unemployment because the job that gave you the $15 an hour and the bonus didn't give you enough work hours to qualify for the unemployment benefits. Gotcha. The system is not set up to help people who are impoverished, and very often those people are Black or brown or are migrants or immigrants. The system is not set up to help you. You see, I used to practice social work. I worked at the place where people go to get their benefits and their assistance. And all too often, I had clients who sat across from me in tears because they were no longer eligible for their benefits or the amount of benefits that they had because they got 2 more hours on their job, or their pay was increased by 50 cents an hour on their job. And that was just enough to knock them off of their food stamps or off of their TANF or whatever. But it was not enough to fill the gap that that TANF was feeling or that those food stamps were feeling. So for a whole lot of you who are out here flapping your mouths because of talking points that political parties give you, stop flapping, because a lot of times you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? So stop trashing people because they're not going back to work the way you want them to go back to work, because you want the people stocking the shelves at the store, and because you want the people to make up your bed at the hotel, and you want the people to serve your favorite food to you at your favorite restaurant. Walk about in their shoes. Imagine how you would feel. You're already underpaid, overworked. You've buried how many family members before FEMA started helping people with the cost of funerals? Yeah. Remember, we lost a whole lot of people before FEMA got involved, because you remember who was in control of FEMA when all of this was going on. The same one that allowed all of this to get out of control, but we're not going there. That's not the topic today. Okay? Let's just focus on compassion. Be kind. Be understanding. Things are not going to come back as fast as they fell apart. It never does. Think about it. You gained 10 pounds in 6 months. It's going to take you more than 6 months to lose them same pounds, right? So things don't always bounce back the way that they got disturbed, okay? It's not going to go back as fast as it got broken. All right? So, in case in point, women who had babies will get it, except for the women who were just totally just fit coming out of the gate. But it took you a long time. It took you 9 months to get that pregnancy weight. But a lot of times, you don't see that weight disappear to that same kid is about 2 or 3 years old, right? All right. So stop shaming people for not coming back to work. Another thing they haven't considered, and here's just the real. How many of those people are dead? We got 590,000 dead people. All of them were not senior citizens. Don't fool yourself. Don't lie to yourself. All the 590,000 people were not senior citizens. So consider thousands of people who had these jobs are dead. Y'all walk around here mad at dead folks because they didn't go back to work. But you want to blame it on the stimulus checks that people got or the extended unemployment that people got. You want a person who lost their secretarial position to now come and serve you drinks and be happy about it. You better, come on now. You want people who have been working in an office to come and bring you your nacho platter. Are you kidding me? Really? Now, don't get me wrong. Nobody should be above any type of work. I'm not saying that at all. I am not saying that at all. I have served fast food. I have fried chicken at the fried chicken restaurant. I flipped burgers at the burger restaurant. I had a degree and was working on a second degree, and I worked at a lace shop rolling lace. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that people cannot go do these jobs. I am saying it is unfair for you to expect people to happily go do these jobs. Okay? So how about the people who finally were able to pay their rent on time and not be stressed about somebody calling them about it, and put a meal on the table every day, 3 times a day for their children? Something that most of us take for granted every day. That stimulus check put some people on a come up. And baby, once you come up on a come up, nobody wants to go backwards. But this is what's making some of these people angry. And here's another layer to the situation. The haves and the have-nots. And I'm not talking about the TV show. So you got the haves who have and the have-nots who don't. But when the have-nots get it, the haves are angry. They don't want you to have it. Because if you have what they have, who will they depend on to keep helping them to keep what they have? Come on now. Ah! Somebody better say something. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. If everybody who's a server is now getting served, who's going to serve the people who want to be served? Don't ask Walmart because they want you to serve yourself. Ha! You better ring yourself up out of that store. That's why I don't go. I don't work where I ain't paid. And since you haven't cut these prices, I'm not ringing myself out. So therefore, I'm not shopping at your joint. Ain't been in over a year. Won't be back. But that's another subject. But back to the subject at hand. A lot of people aren't going back to work for a lot of reasons. So let's just recap. Number one, their job is probably not there. And they're trying to figure out what they want to do because everybody ain't trying to run to the Pizza Hut and the Papa John's and serve your food. Okay? Bonus or no bonus. Number two, signing bonus and a pay increase with no hours, which means those same people are going to now have to go get 2 jobs in order to live. Okay? 24 hours a week does not allow someone to get unemployment benefits. And I don't blame them if they don't want to work for a job that's not going to provide them security if that job should end for some reason. Okay? Then you have the people who died. They can't go back to work. Just consider a whole lot of employed people checked out of here with that disease. Yeah, that's just the truth. Everybody who died from COVID was not old and unemployed. So let's just be a little considerate and wait for things to sort themselves out. It will. May not happen in your time. And who's to say it should happen in your time? Who made you the boss? All these different states are stopping this extra unemployment money because this is why people aren't going back to work. I can't wait to see what the numbers look like once everybody cuts these funds that people are receiving. I can't wait to see it because I don't think it's going to get any faster with people going back to work. Because here's the biggest layer of the whole thing. A lot of people who are in the service industry who saw their friends and loved ones become ill and pass away, or become ill and have these long-termers side effects that they're talking about all the time. And they may be some of the people with the long-term stuff happening. People are afraid to go back to work because they don't want to become ill or become ill again, because it was politicized and you had the never maskers and the never vaskers, who are the main ones who are really, really ready to get back out there because they never stopped going in the first place. So just consider reasons besides the money as to why people are afraid to go back to work or are not taking these jobs that are available. It's not just the money. It's not. It's deeper than that. So that's a small dose. Swirl it around, think about it. Click like, click share, subscribe. And I'll see you the next time on Small Doses with Laura Sell. Have a great one.